I'm Amy.
I'm Laura.
And we are Two Paper Girls.
We're back with another Top 5 Wednesday. This week's topic is our favourite first sentences of books. We thought this was a really cute topic because we're a sucker for quotes and things like that. And you need a good opening line to make you go, and then get all excited to read it.
My number 5 is, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times, and the rest of that paragraph where it goes, it was this, but it was also this. And I absolutely love this. It's by, obviously, Mr. Charles Dickens. I love this quote. I actually haven't read Tale of Two Cities because I've tried to get past that first page and I was like, actually, I don't like it.
It's all downhill from that first line.
Yeah, but that line is so good, and I had it as my phone background for ages because I was just like, it is the best of times and it's the worst of times because university is just generally both, and I just really like that.
My number 5 is from The Hobbit, which isn't a book I particularly hold close, but I was just kind of googling best first lines of some books because I thought, I bet you there's some that aren't my favourite books but are just really good opening lines. And this one is, in a hole in the ground there lived a hobbit, and I just think that's so cute. It kind of sets up like the whimsical tale of the hobbit, and it just kind of doesn't make sense when you don't know what a hobbit is, and it's just really cute, and I like it. I like it.
This one you're going to have to guess. It is late in the winter of my 17th year and my mother decided I was depressed, presumably because I rarely left the house, spent quite a lot of time in bed, read the same book over and over, ate infrequently, and devoted quite a bit of my abundant free time to thinking about death.
The Book Thief?
It is not! It is The Fault in Our Stars. Book Thief was going to make my list, actually, because it's so good. It's like first the colours, and then the other thing, and then it's just something like that. But I just really like this first line because it's like, I'm dying, but I'm whimsical.
My number 4 you're also going to have to guess because I don't have the book with me, I just have it on my phone. You might recognise it pretty quickly though. It is, I never given much thought to how I would die, though I'd had reason enough in the last few months, but even if I had, I would not have imagined it like this. I'm like, what a good kicker of a first line. What book could that possibly be? It's Twilight. That's definitely it's like, that is a good first opening line to some classic tale. No, Twilight. But it's a good opening line, and I've still got quite a lot of nostalgia with Twilight, really. I really loved it in my tweens. Really, really did. And yeah, I just think that's a really good opening line with all the intrigue and stuff. And I might not love Twilight anymore, but I still think the first book's quite good.
My number 3 is The First Line of Life with Pi, which is, my suffering left me sad and gloomy, because this book is just so depressing. If you know the story of life of Pi, you know he's alone for most of it. Well, not really alone because of Richard Parker, but also he's just so deep and cute, and Pi's just so philosophical and lovely, and he just beats himself up so much. I'm just like, oh mate, stop being so hard on yourself. And he's just got a funny tone of voice, he's like, oh, I've such a hard life, but I love everything so much, and I just love him so much.
My number 3 is the first line to The Enchanted by Renee Denfeld, a new recent favourite of mine. And I read this book because I was like, I'm sick of teenagers moaning about their lives when they're 16. I want some adult books that's really well written. So I picked up The Enchanted, and the first line just made me go oh, this is what proper writing's like. It just says, this is an enchanted place, full stop. But the next one is, others don't see it, but I do. And I'm just like, oh, that's a kicker. I just loved it. It made me just be like, oh, this is going to be well written, I'm going to love this. It was just the first line that just cemented that I wanted to read it at that moment, and I just thought it was really good.
My penultimate favourite is a book called The Red Necklace by Sally Gardner. I'll also just chuck it, probably about 10 years ago now. But its first line is, this is Paris. Here the winds are blowing, whispering their discontent into the very hearts of her citizens. And I just really love it because, I don't know if I've told you this story before, but this is the first book that I ever tried to read. And I remember reading that sentence, obviously, over and over again, because the first time I tried to read it, I failed miserably because I don't speak French, and there's quite a bit of French in it. And I was a child, and it's quite a big book. And I just remember reading that line and thinking, I really like it. And there's another quote in this as well, which is the devil's on your trail. And I love it so much. And there's just a lovely first line. It takes me back to the revolution.
My number 2 is quite a famous one, which was one when I had a little Google came up and I was like, I love that line. But I have read this book, Fahrenheit 451. The first line is, it was a pleasure to burn. And I just think that's such a cool, I don't know, I feel like that's quite a famous first line that a lot of people talk about. But I just think it's a really cool, I don't know, I like short, snappy first line that make me go, ooh, why? And that make me want to carry on reading. I don't like dull ones, I like short, snappy things that really make me excited to read the rest of the book.
And because we're predictable, you can kind of guess what our first line is. It's from Paper Towns, obviously. And it's the way I figure it, everyone gets a miracle, which is very true. And it just gets us right in the feels, by John Green, obviously. The prologue, of course.
I love that first line so much. Like, I remember, I still haven't reread Paper Towns in quite a few years, but I kind of started thinking I was going to read it before we saw the film last year. And I remember just reading that first line, and it just like made me so nostalgic and like, whoa, I love this book. Like, just that one line has that effect on me because I love that whole prologue. It's just so metaphorical and deep, and I just love the way it's phrased. I just love John Green's writing.
You need to reread it before you graduate.
Oh God, I can't be dealing with that. I think it would just make me too emotional. But I just, it's such a good first line. Again, it like builds up the intrigue. It's so good.
So those were our top 5, well, top 10, because there's 2 of us. We always cheat a little bit. Our favourite lines are that start books. First lines. What am I on about? So good. So happy. I feel dead nostalgic. I love first lines. I love quotes.
Yeah, same. We should do an updated favourite quotes video, because we did one like about 2 years ago. It was like one of the first videos I think we did. I think we have quite a few new ones that you will cringe. We'll leave it down below so you can cringe at how bad we were, where we were really like slow and awkward and just be like, "Here's our favourite quotes," and we just look really uncomfortable. or we don't. But I feel like that's what it's going to be like.
So let us know down below what your favourite first lines are, and we shall see you on the next video.
Bye.